Some Kent State students have shown disappointment towards a forum that was held for students to express concern about the university. More on the issue coming up.
And TV2 is following America's road to gold for this year's Winter Olympics. See the highlights in our national roundup.
And some Republicans are upset after treatment of a representative. Stay tuned for more details.
And hear why the Smithsonian is asking people like you for help with the new historic exhibit. TV2 News starts right now.
This is TV2 News.
Good evening, Portage County, and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Louden.
And I'm Erin Sullivan. We start tonight's newscast with yesterday's open forum held by Kent State President Todd Dyken.
Our reporter Joshua Bailey caught up with students today to see what they are saying about the strategic roadmap. Hi, Josh.
That's right, guys. Students had the opportunity to speak with Dyken about improving issues here on campus. President Todd Dyken held an open forum last night to hear exclusively from students about the future of Kent State.
I think you definitely need to hear from students to be able to continue success, because I think teachers can only brainstorm so much.
There's a lot of students that don't feel like they're being heard, so it would be nice if they just listen to what these students are saying.
The event was held virtually where less than 20 students participated.
I've got to be following at least 5 Kent State social media accounts. And I didn't hear anything about it.
Students say the university's communication hasn't been informative.
I may have gotten an email. Normally when they send out blast emails, they tend to be very long, and they don't really get to the point very fast. And so I normally don't read them because they're like 5 paragraphs long to say one thing.
Students offered suggestions for how to improve communication across campus.
Post things around campus, like in the library and things like that.
The forum was a place to ask questions to the university. One student shared her concerns today.
Students that have disabilities or are sick and they can't necessarily attend class, a lot of people aren't getting the accessibility that they need.
I reached out to Eric Mansfield, Assistant Vice President of University Communications, who declined to comment, but he said he hopes more students will attend next week's virtual forum on Tuesday.
It's hitting hard, and it seems that it's going to stay for a little longer. Let's see what we have for today's forecast. So for today, currently in Kent, we have a 45 degrees temperature, but it feels like 40 degrees, which is not a big difference. And we're gonna have a chilly afternoon with a dew point of 27 degrees. We have winds going to 12 miles per hour to the northeast, a humidity of 47%, and a visibility of 10 miles. As for right now, on Ohio, we have temperatures in Lima, we have 42 degrees, the lowest temperature right now. On Dayton and Cincinnati, we have 49 degrees, which is really nice. Columbus and Athens, we have 46 and 47 respectively. And in Steubenville, we have 47 too, and Akron 46. For today on Kent, we're gonna have at 6 p.m. 42 degrees. It's gonna be mostly cloudy, which is gonna last till midnight. However, the temperature is gonna start to drop a little bit. That is gonna be 36 degrees. And tomorrow at 6 a.m. we're gonna have some snow showers. So don't worry, those are not gonna be like last week, with 34 degrees. That's all I have for now, but stay tuned for the rest of your weather forecast. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Nuried. A Cleveland ambulance was stuck in the snow Sunday, and it caused a huge delay in getting a man to the hospital. The patient did not get to the hospital until 49 minutes after the EMS showed up on the scene. The hospital was only a little over 1 mile away. This sparks more discussion about the plowing of Cleveland roads not getting done very well, as last month over 23 units had to be pulled out of the snow.
An Akron woman who fatally stabbed her mother in 2020 has decided to plead not guilty by reason of insanity. 21-year-old Sydney Powell has been charged with murder, felonious assault, and tampering with evidence. Powell's attorney changed her plea after a medical evaluation, and a second evaluation is expected to be requested by the end of next week. Powell is now free on a $25,000 bond, but is under pretrial check-ins.
And a Barberton man was sentenced to life in prison after molesting 3 young girls. 30-year-old William Norman will be eligible for parole after serving 35 years in prison. Norman pleaded guilty Tuesday in the Summit County Common Pleas Court to several counts of rape and unlawful sexual conduct with the minor and others. Over a 3-year period, prosecutors say Norman engaged in sexual activity and provided drugs to a teenager and raped 2 young girls that he knew.
And Ohio lawmakers are trying to remove training and background checks regarding the requirements to carry a concealed firearm. The House Government Oversight Committee reviewed Senate Bill 215. This bill would allow gun owners 21 and older to carry without a permit as long as they lawfully own the gun. Right now, Ohio law requires 8 hours of training and a background check to receive concealed carry permits.
And political divisions in the Ohio House are causing there to not be enough maps for a new congressional map. There are only 2 tasks. One is over what the 15-seat congressional map looks like, and the other is over the district lines for the 99 House seats and 33 Senate seats. The task will now be moved to the Ohio Redistricting Commission. Legislative leaders admitted that getting 66 votes together in the House before the primary election schedule is not feasible.
President Todd Dyken held an open forum last night to hear exclusively from students about the future of Kent State.
Because I think you definitely need to hear from students to be able to continue success, because I think teachers can only brainstorm so much.
There's a lot of
Your tax refund might be a bit smaller this year. That's because you may have already received part of your enhanced child tax credit in 2021. Families of 61 million children were sent half of the credit in monthly payments. It was part of the American Rescue Plan, which allowed up to $300 a month for children up to the age of 6 and $250 for children ages 6 to 17. The payments were meant to help any financial issues during the pandemic. The IRS has sent letters to families breaking down how much money they received. A sweet sensation in Kent. TV2's Anna Louden will have all the details.
And Pfizer is trying to get their COVID-fighting pill approved to help treat people aged 6 to 18. Find out about the timeline on when they think the pill will be approved.
In the small town of Elmira, New York, a boy was born into an all-American family. The odds of him opening his own clothing store at the age of 18? 1 in 138,000. Excited to be a part of pop culture, he packed for the big city. The odds of finding someone to invest in his vision? 1 in 4.5 million. The odds of him achieving his dream in the fashion industry? 1 in 23 million. The odds of having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 88. I am Tommy Hilfiger, and my family is affected by autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
7,000 high school students drop out every school day. Let's catch them before it's too late. To start helping students in your community, visit boostup.org.
People think I'm trash, but they're wrong. Today I'm just an aluminum can, but one day I could be a stadium.
Daisy Cakes cake pops have become a popular treat around Kent. The business has grown rapidly over the past couple of years, and they now have 14,000 followers on Instagram. I spoke with Daisy Cakes owner Amy Mucha about her business and how it has become quite the success. Wonder what's popping down in this basement? Daisy Cake Pop.
We have a team of about a dozen pop artists. We get to sell lots of cake pops in different coffee shops and bakeries.
Amy Mucha is a mother of 3 and until recently was a school teacher for 12 years before switching to making cake pops full-time.
I started making cake pops about 10 years ago. My mother-in-law gave me a cake pop book. One of my current students at the time, his mom, looked at them and said, "Oh, I would like to buy some." And I said, okay. So we started making cake pops like that, and then we've been officially cake popping since 2018.
Not only can you buy cake pops from Daisy Cakes, they can also show you how to make them yourselves through their workshop.
And I love doing workshops. It's my love of teaching and cake popping combined. We love doing that. We like going into schools and doing it with children, or we'll go into people's houses.
During the COVID-19 pandemic, Mucha thought she would have to give up Daisy Cakes for good, but she was wrong. This is when her business took off.
Individually wrapped treats became quite popular. So we started making make-your-own cake pop kits during that time too, so families could appease their kids for a little bit, have an activity and a sweet treat at the end of it. So that really just turned it around.
The business became such a success that Mucha officially decided to make Daisy Cakes her full-time job.
I was teaching full-time. Due to COVID, that kind of like took away all the parts of teaching that I loved. And so this past year, after a lot of like tears, prayers, conversations, I decided to quit my teaching job.
It's kind of crazy how much it's grown, especially this year, which is just a lot of fun to be a part of something that's growing and thriving.
From 13,000 cake pops 2 years ago to 113,000 cake pops this year, Daisy Cake Pops is poppin', and they are looking to expand this year.
Big news is we're moving out of the basement. So we are going to be in downtown Kent, right on North Water Street.
I think it's going to be really, really good for the business overall, and I think it'll be great for Kent. I love Kent.
Mucha is hoping to open her downtown Kent shop sometime in 2022.
It's just a place like where you can come and just feel like the joy that expands beyond the cake pops.
Visit Daisy Cakes' website at daisycak.es to stay up to date and order. Reporting for TV2, I'm Anna Louden.
Welcome back, everybody. I know you've been waiting for the rest of your weather forecast. We are around the corner from Super Bowl and Valentine's Day, so let's see what to expect. We are zooming in into Northeast Ohio right now. On Sandusky, Cleveland, and Ashtabula, we have a 47 degrees temperature right now. Mansfield and Worcester have 44 and 43 respectively. And in Canton, Kent, and Jonestown, we have 46, 45, and 48 degrees. On our 7-day forecast, on Thursday, we're gonna have a little bit of snow showers, as I mentioned before. On Friday, there is a chance of rain, so bring your umbrellas out. On Saturday, there is going to be mostly cloudy with a little bit of flurries and things like that with a 30 degrees temperature, so the temperature is starting to drop. Think about that. On Sunday, for the Super Bowl, we are not seeing any rain or snow that day, which is great, but it's going to be mostly cloudy and the temperature is going to be a little bit colder than these days. On Monday, for Valentine's Day, we're gonna be partly cloudy with 23 degrees too. On Tuesday, we're gonna have so much sun, so think about that. The temperatures are gonna be a little bit higher. And on Wednesday, the temperature is gonna be 50 degrees, so don't bring your jackets out. So for the live radar right now, we don't see a lot going on. Just over here, some small clouds going around, some little bit of the flurries that I mentioned before that are going to be happening today and tomorrow morning. So keep that in mind, bring your umbrellas out, take your umbrellas out, your jackets. For next week, we're going to have higher temperatures, so don't worry about those coats that we need for winter. That's all I have for you today. Have a wonderful rest of your night, Portage County.
And the Winter Olympics have been in full swing, and sports reporter Kyle Vassell has all the updates on the U.S. teams in his edition of TV2's National Roundup. What do you got for us, Kyle?
On the fourth day of the 2022 Winter Olympics, 10 gold medals were won. The events and awards included Austrian athlete Matthias Mayer for alpine skiing, Chinese athlete Eileen Gu for women's freestyle skiing, Czech Republic's athlete Esther Ledecky for women's snowboarding, Austrian athlete Benjamin Karl for men's snowboarding, and Dutch athlete Kjell Nuis for men's speed skating. This morning, 5 female mixed ski jump finalists were disqualified from the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics due to uniform violations. According to multiple reports, the skiers' jumpsuits were too large, which could give them an unfair advantage during the competition. The skiers who were disqualified included Sarah Takanashi, Daniela Irischkitels, Katrina Arthaus, Anna Odenstrom, and Silji Upsef. According to Althaus, we were looking forward to the second competition as the Olympics. The International Ski Federation destroyed that with this action.
We are doing absolutely everything, and everyone is doing absolutely everything that this situation can be resolved as soon as possible, because we have athletes and athletes that have won medals involved.
Day 5 of the Winter Olympics are underway in Beijing. The International Olympic Committee has delayed the medals ceremony for the figure skating team due to legal consultation. The ceremony was originally supposed to be held on Tuesday evening, but was taken off the event list. In a press meeting, International Olympic Committee spokesman Mark Adams said that the committee is doing all that it can to solve the situation. Many Olympians are receiving stuffed pandas before they are given their medals. This furry creature is the mascot for the Winter Olympics. Its name is Bing Duen Duen, or BDD. The mascot is very popular, and when seen, fans occasionally cheer louder for the panda than the athletes. This has happened at previous ceremonies, including Pyeongchang and Rio. Tomorrow's scheduled events will include men's snowboarding at 2:15 a.m., the United States versus China hockey game at 8:10 a.m., and the luge team relay at 8:30 p.m. Reporting for TV2 News in Franklin Hall, I'm Kyle Vassell.
Thanks, Kyle. Pfizer is working to get its COVID fighting pill used in more people. Paxlovid is currently authorized to treat COVID-19 in high-risk people 12 years and older. Pfizer is planning to study the drug in children aged 6 to 18 starting sometime this quarter. The pharmaceutical giant is also awaiting full approval from the Food and Drug Administration, with the decision expected in the second half of this year.
It's a violent insurrection for the purpose of trying to prevent the peaceful transfer of power after a legitimately certified election.
Mitch McConnell has criticized Republican lawmakers for censoring Representative Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger, and for suggesting that the January 6th insurrection was legitimate political discourse. McConnell disapproved of both actions and expressed that no one in the Republican Party should be silenced. Republicans are concerned that this decision split the party and may impact future elections.
The Kent State men's basketball team looked to win their 5th straight last night, and the women's basketball team has a chance at their 4th straight win tonight. I'll have updates on some KSU hoops in my sports report.
No.
The inherent right to work is one of the elemental privileges of a free people. Endowed, as our nation is, with abundant physical resources, and inspired as it should be, with the high purpose to make those resources and opportunities available for the enjoyment of all. We approach this problem of reemployment with the real hope of finding a better answer than we have now.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
When they test you, stand firm and move only when you hear the seatbelt click that says they're buckled in for the drive. Never give up till they buckle up.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Good evening, Portage County. My name is Liv Sharp. Last night, the men's basketball team took on Bowling Green, looking to win their 5th straight game. So let's get into the action. We pick things up in the first half. And we have big man Justin Hamilton for the dunk, cutting the Bowling Green lead to 3. Then Chandler Turner extending the Falcons' lead after shooting a clutch three-pointer. 19-15, Falcons still lead. Daquan Plata with the alley-oop to Matisse Kulakovic. Score going into the half is 28-29. Early in the second half, we've got an easy Garcia layup, making it 32-34. Kent State is winning. Next possession for Kent is the unguarded Sincere Carey for the layup. Kent leading at 36-34. Brenton Mills going for the layup and missing, but it's Daquan Plowden dunking over Sincere Carey to cut the Kent lead. Scores now 38-36. Daquan Plowden with a step back 3 to retake the lead for the Falcons, 47-46. This game is getting interesting. Sincere Carey to Malik Jacobs, who throws the hammer down with a dunk that's almost disrespectful. Flashes are starting to pull away after a close game, but big man Justin Hamilton wrapping things up for the Flashes with a dunk, making the final score 76-68. Flashes win their 5th straight game. Shifting things to the women's side, the Flashes are taking a trip to Central Michigan tonight for another MAC matchup. Last week, they beat Central Michigan 68-57 at home during their annual Unity game. After that, the Flashes continued their winning streak on the road at Eastern Michigan and at home against Miami. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Check out their game on ESPN3 as the Flashes look to get their 3rd win in 5 days and their 4th win in a row. The NFL is saying Guten Tag to Germany. The league announced tonight that they would hold another regular season international game this upcoming season. The NFL will be holding 5 games internationally this season, 1 in Munich, 1 in Mexico City, and 3 in London. So far, the Carolina Panthers, Kansas City Chiefs, New England Patriots, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers were granted access to Germany. The Cleveland Cavaliers are back at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse for their last home game before the All-Star break. All-Star Darius Garland is expected to be back tonight after missing a long stretch of games with a back injury. And the newly traded Karis LeVert is also expected to make his first start in the CLE this evening. LeVert was recently traded to the Cavs from my favorite Latin man, Ricky Rubio. He will be missed, as well as a few picks. Tip-off against the Spurs is tonight at 7. And that's all I've got for you tonight. As always, follow us on Twitter at TV2 KSU Sports to stay up to date on all things Kent Athletics. Have a great night and go Flashes.
voice. And every voice has the power to shape the world. Ours is no different. Our voice is 85 years in the making. A voice that's more than 700 students strong, one of the largest in the nation. It's 10 different award-winning media partners sharing 34 outlets, all working united toward a common goal. Our voice reaches 30,000 households on TV, over 22,000 magazine readers per year, 500,000 newspapers, feature films in stores nationwide. Our voice is pride in what we do. It empowers students, emerging professionals, to ask tough questions and demand answers. We believe in our voice. We believe in its ability to change the world. And our voice makes us who we are.
See on page 4 that the projections need to be blood. Next Thursday?
Seriously? Thursday? Can't do that.
This is really inconvenient.
I have yoga that day. I have no time for this. So.
I can't do Thursday, but I can do Friday.
Disasters don't plan ahead. You can. Talk to your loved ones about how you're going to be ready in an emergency. Don't wait. Communicate.
Your family's Disney photos could become a historical artifact at the Smithsonian. The Smithsonian National Museum of American History wants you to share your photos from your visit to Disneyland or Walt Disney World for a new project. Museum officials are looking for pictures from all decades to show how the theme park has changed over time. Be sure to share a story of what the visit meant to you. Magic. And that about wraps up our Wednesday newscast. Thanks for sticking with us tonight.
For all these stories and more, go to KentWired.com and follow us on all social media at KentWired. I'm Erin Sullivan.
And I'm Anna Louden. Have a great night, Portage County.
Wizard, roll for deceasedness.
My Dark Wizard casts Super Fireball.
The wizard has only rolled an 8.
What? This is garbage! Spell.
No way
Level
a roll like that
10.
doesn't hit a level 1
I
goblin.
have
Are you
7.
serious? You gotta be kidding
Oh my
me.
God.
I have
What is
it's
going
just a baby
on?
goblin.
Cease your quarreling, children.
What?
No! What are you doing, you crazy monster?
Nanny?
Oh my
What?
You should stop being nerds and playing D&D and be nerds and watch All Systems Go Wednesdays at 9, where we talk everything from movies, games to anime and more.
Yeah,
No,
seems
yeah.
reasonable.
Go watch All Systems Go.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth.